So it's always good that we do the service song so I know what I'm up against as I look across the crowd there. We had sufficient Army representation, so I feel safe. But no, seriously, I feel safe with everybody here. You know, before I start my remarks, it's great that the weather cooperated the way it did. I know that there was a weather plan to go somewhere else, but this is my first time down here, and I'm so glad we're able to do it kind of in the shadow of this arch. And I can't help but think of what this place must have looked like 100 years ago, you know, when all of the doughboys were coming off the docks and the Navy sailors were coming, everybody was coming back in and everybody's marching around this particular monument. It must have been just totally awesome. So a heartfelt good morning to each and every one of you. It's great to be here today, and thank you so much for all coming out and celebrating Veterans Day with us. A special thank you to our local leadership that's here as well, and American Legion Post number 25, and all those that were involved with setting this event up. Job well done. I'd also like to thank Chief Master Sergeant Retired Christopher Rambali. Are you out here today? Somewhere? I see people pointing. So he is the instructor out here with the JROTC cadets from Menchville High School, and I just want to let you know you all look incredibly professional today. And so where I serve at TRADOC, the Training and Doctrine Command, we have the oversight of all the Army-led ROTC and JROTC programs. So I have a few fun facts for you this morning to kind of start us off. So you may not be aware that we have over 1,700 JROTC programs across the globe. And they're all tasked with the explicit mission to teach citizenship, leadership, teamwork, and discipline while instilling self-esteem, and the results are worthy. When you compare to the general high school population, the students that are participating in JROTC programs have a 3% higher attendance rating and 10% higher graduation ratings. JROTC students are also 3 times less likely to have disciplinary problems, and they achieve considerably higher grade point averages and have less than a 1% dropout rate. So to Chief Master Sergeant Rambali, Chris, wherever you are back there, and all of the JROTC cadre, thank you for what you're doing. You're making a big difference with our youth. I'd also like to thank any of our employers, out there, that have hired veterans. Today, the veteran unemployment rates are at historic lows. We're now at 3.2%, which is really good news. But even better is the fact that veteran unemployment rates have remained below the overall U.S. unemployment rates now for 13 consecutive months. So if you are involved with hiring veterans or you work with veterans, thank you so much for what you do. It's making a big difference. So in our audience today, we have some very special people who are an important part of the fabric and legacy of our military. Our local veterans who have served in Korea, Vietnam, well, we don't have any World War II vets, I don't think, out here today. Cold War, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Do we have a World War II vet here? Woo! And we also have several veterans that have served in a variety of other conflicts across the globe over the last few decades. So to all of our veterans here and elsewhere, I say thank you for your service. And these are words we often hear and must never take for granted. My father, a Vietnam veteran, like several of you in the audience, can share stories of a less receptive time in our history. And when he returned from Southeast Asia as a young Marine, he experienced a different reception than the patriotic celebrations that we benefit from today. And for whatever the reason, it is a sentiment we as veterans can influence toward the positive. Many of you have heard this quote on Veterans Day, but General George Washington stated that the willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional to how they perceive the veterans of earlier wars were treated and appreciated by their nation. Consider one of the most strategic advantages the U.S. military has over our adversaries is our all-volunteer force. If we want our youth to volunteer, they need to see the benefits both during and after service. Fortunately, we live in a time where our veterans are greatly appreciated and respected. Americans in general love their veterans. The affection we benefit from today, I attribute directly to the veterans like my father and many of you that are sitting in the audience out here. It's through your personal actions and shaping of society's norms to always ensure respect was given. And over the years, veterans became legislators, lawyers, teachers, members of their local government and churches, active members within their communities who told their stories and influenced their surroundings to the benefit of all who have served. Those of us still serving today stand on the shoulders of giants, not only for your service in uniform, but also for shaping the world we live in today. So today and every day, we thank you for your service. As many of you sit here today and reflect on your service, I'm sure a multitude of memories are flashing through your minds. Each of you with unique experiences in places all over the globe with friends and faces you'll never forget. And whether you only served a few years or made military service a career, you remain part of less than 1% of all Americans who have ever served in our military. The fact is, wherever you go in the world, whatever other challenges, successes, or failures life has in store for you, there is one thing that each of you will always have, that you served our nation during a time of need, and you did so with honor. No one can ever take that away from you. And more importantly, your service will forever be emblazoned on your hearts and in your souls. For those of us still in uniform, you make it easy for us to do what we do because of your continued patriotism. I give you Exhibit A. You also inspire us with your continued service with our communities. And I know that one day when I hang up the uniform, I want to do the same in whatever town I eventually settle down in. In the Army, we have a saying that once you served, you remain a soldier for life. And where are the Marines at out here? And once a Marine, always a Marine. I rest my case. And it's the same for all of our services out there. We all promote a lifelong membership that is well deserved for your service in uniform, but also because we know that many of you are still serving in your communities. And we need you to tell your stories and to promote others to do the same. We need them to serve. In 1936, Franklin D. Roosevelt said it best when he stated, "Freedom cannot be bestowed, it must be achieved." Put another way, freedom isn't free. And we could use your help to inspire the next generation to follow your footsteps with service to their country. Unless, of course, any of you are feeling froggy. And if that's the case, I've got a couple of recruiters we can sign you up this afternoon. On a serious note, and in closing, look, we're all immensely proud of the veterans that are here today and all across our country, and we appreciate your significant contribution within our towns and our communities and what you bring to the American way of life. It's your spirit that so richly adds to who we are as Americans. Thank you again for inviting me today. I wish you all a happy Veterans Day. God bless you all, and on behalf of all of us, thank you for your service.
Thank you, General Kline. At this time, I would please accept this gift as a token of our appreciation for your service. It's just another piece to put on your desk. But it's always great to see our service members coming out and our leadership and our service members coming out and supporting us here at the Victory Arch every year.